Day 3. Day 3. Man. I won't lie, I'm a little bit tired. I just got back from participating in Airsoft for the morning. So I'm a little worn down, but we'll make do. We'll make do. So today's plans. I'd like to get these modeled. And then we'll make the blueprints for them. Maybe get started on the boat customization menu, clean up the player blueprints. And then right now the enemies aren't hostile, so maybe that's what we'll do next as well. But one thing at a time. First, we're going to model all of the weapons and such. So let's get started. Let's just select that. I just realized I don't know what these boat turrets look like. Let's start with the naval single barrel cannon. Okay. Let's just wing it. Let's just wing it. We got a cube. Let's do this. The spline tool. Loop cut. Here we go. We don't need to do that, actually. Subdivide it. And subdivide it one more time. Then we can just I did not do that correctly. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. We can do this. Just stay focused. Cool. Now we just got to connect the dots here. Blendering indeed. Welcome in, anyone. I won't lie, I'm a little low energy because I spent the day playing Airsoft and I thought I could handle it. I'm not handling it very well, so I got some caffeine next to me to try and suck up some motivation. Yeah. We'll make it through. It's only going to be a couple hours today. Since tomorrow I have to return to work. And we still have... The timer is really small to read for me, but I think it says 6 days left of the game jam. So we got plenty of time to work this out. Right now, you know, why am I doing this to myself? Hold on. We can just use the mirror modifier. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I'm still making this harder on myself. Oh my god. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. It's me hitting my face. Wake up! Okay. Let's get the mirror modifier up and going here. Ooh, did he get it exactly right? The first time? Oh my god, Blender. Alright. That'll make this part easier. There's a click an edge in edge mode on one of those if you are making faces 4 and press F, there's always a faster option. Oh, you're right. Select edges. That's not it. Hold on. I know where this is. I think I know where this is. I just gotta remember. No, that's the snapping. Oh, right here. Yeah. There we go. Thank you. Oh, I have not saved this blend. Okay. Turrets blend. We'll call it that. I don't know why I did that. It says blend automatically. Oh. Okay, so go to this mode. Yep. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we want to yeah, I think so. We'll shrink it down to like here. Oh, I'm still in edit mode. Ooh. I'm sure it's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I want this to be our turret. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, man, thank you. I don't know why my head is not in the game right now. Then again, when has my head ever been in the game during these game jam events, right? Okay, so let's do this. Let's make the turret relatively long. Then we'll extrude it out. Wait, yeah, like that. What does that look like? There's a better way to do this. I just know there's a better way to do this. Okay, so let's make it back solid. Wait. Aha. To be fair, I only remember these because they are seared into my soul. That is true. You did mention that last time. Okay. Let's bring this more in line since the mirror modifier applied to this as well. Here. Place that. That way they're in line. Sync that up. Then what I want to do is extrude, but shrink. Close, but not quite. Give me that X coordinate. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that looks more like what I was hoping for. There we go. Let's keep this simple. Or actually, hold on. We can do something cool here, kind of. Let's delete the face, only face. And then delete just the edge here. Yep, and then check clipping on the mirror modifier. It will stop things from splitting like that. Oh, yeah, you're right. think I might be a little late on that. Not sure. We just increase the... There we go. Okay. I think what I want to do is... I'm trying to remember. There's a way to... I think we could just... Hold on. Extrude these points, but bring it in. That way we have a little bit of a... Oh. Evidently I did not do that the way I thought I was going to. So let's rethink our approach a little bit. Okay, there we go. I don't know what I did differently there, but it's working now. Okay. Looks like they're holding their positions too. Now we have a kind of a barrel for a cannon. We just need to do the same thing here. And then we just need to connect the dots. Wait. Faster ways. It's always a faster way. There we go. Not perfect, but that does give us something. Next thing I want to do is I want to, before I forget, because I probably will, I'm going to parent these. Is it parent or combine? I want to combine them, I think, right? Because what I want to do, right, is in Unreal we have the actor rotate with wherever the camera is pointing, which is great. But I'd like this base to be what controls, you know, left and right, while this controls up or down using a skeletal mesh. Control P for parent, Control J for joining. Let's go with the parent approach and we'll just see what that does for us. Okay, so let's just do the armature real quick. Go like this. And then model to bone, Control P with automatic weights. And let's see. I do skeleton then mesh to do weight paint. Okay, and red is how much influence the bone has over the model. So that's pretty much what I'm aiming for here. So in theory then, we grab the bone. Yeah, okay, cool. And then I think the Unreal script, oh my god. I hope that caffeine kicks in soon. The Unreal rotate actor thing, we can probably constrain it to the X and Y coordinates to control the base. We'll look into that as we go. So let's just start getting these things painted up. So we'll start with this one. Select all points. Smart UV project. Have the island margin be 0.5. Yeah, that's solid. Cool. And then texture paint. Get the base color. We're gonna go for dark. Let's go bright white, and we'll make the cannon like a darker gray. We'll make sure the texture is, we'll keep it 1024, 1024. So we'll call this turtle base. Then we'll just go to the materials here. Give it a 1 value on the metal. Oh, Blender, please don't crash. Technically either should work, but there were... Technically either should work there. But the parenting is more for if you were planning on swapping the barrel model with something else. I don't think I am, but I guess we'll play it by ear. If we need to fix this, we can fix this. Okay, look at the material preview for this. Looks like the material applied to everything. Oh no. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, I'll fix that real quick. What are we looking at here? Probably just this, right? Yep. Neat. So UV editing, select all. Do smart UV protect. It's using the same material, it seems, which is fine. No, it's not, because I want a different color for this. That's right. Turret barrel. Bit of more dark gray. I think that looks fine. Perfect. Not sure why this... Oh, did I undo the armature? Is the armature now a standalone thing? That's awkward. No, it's not. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Object mode. Why does this still look wrong? Let's apply the mirror modifier. Let's see here. Let's get these images saved. Base and turn it off. Okay. Put the material down here. Changing both. Interesting. Probably because they're parents. I wonder. Clicking all the wrong buttons today. Try that again. Okay, now if I apply the material. Nope, still applies to both. Wonder why it's doing that. It has not done that before. By that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Yep, still changing both. Interesting. Not sure why it's doing that. Okay, I cleared the parent. Did that change anything? Nope. Wonder why it's doing that. I'm trying to make the barrel a different material, but for some reason, when I change the material, it changes both. I'm not entirely sure how I did that. Okay, unlink just kind of gets rid of it, so that's not what we're aiming for. Oh, man. I wonder if it's because this is... No, because when I click that, that does that. This cube is something else. What if I just start over, just delete the material and do something new? It might be something worth trying. Texture. Oh, now it's letting me separate them. I don't know what I did differently. I don't know, man. At least I got what I needed, I guess. Maybe I had a combined material on accident. Maybe that's what happened. Alright, how about we just test if my idea works. And if it doesn't, we can tweak it. Should we set this to copy? Selected objects only. We don't have any animations and we don't want to use leaf buttons. Now I need to just open Unreal. I'm all kinds of turned around today. Copy this, paste that there so we can keep the fonts. Go barrel cannon. Unreal booting? It says it's booting. Maybe it's just taking a second. Oh. It heard me talking smack. Alright, caffeine drink is empty. If this doesn't kick in, nothing will. Well, I shouldn't say that. If it doesn't kick in, I'm not gonna go make a cup of coffee, because I'll need to sleep in a few hours. It's all good. Even if we only do a few things, that's a few things less we need to do the next day. And hopefully, the next day, we will be even more ready. Assuming Unreal loads, you know, so we can actually do things. Obscure boat game. Here we go. Shit, I haven't updated my calendar for this coming week. I probably should have done that before the stream. Oh, you know what? I already wrote all the Game Jam days. Hell yeah. I just didn't write anything else. So that's unfortunate. Okay. Models. Let's do weapon models here. So we'll do the single barrel cannon. Let's see. Saved that under this folder here. I named my folder for assets something completely different from Obscure Boat Game, so I have to like reread all the folder names to make sure I'm getting this right. Alright, single barrel cannon. Here we go. It's a skeletal mesh. We're gonna import the mesh. Yeah, all that looks good. Let's import it. Oh, I do not like the look of that. Oh. Oh no. Yep. Okay. We got some work to do. Okay. So, idea. I'm gonna talk through this to make sure it makes sense in my head. Instead of trying to, you know, make a turret base and turret head for every mounted weapon on the boat that I need to make, which isn't a lot, but, you know, still. And then making the base turret rotate on an axis and the turret head rotate separately. What if we simplify the design of the turrets so that way, for example, we model a base that can be used universally. Then we just make the turret head for each one. That way we don't have to worry about rotating the turret base. We just need to worry about rotating the guns themselves. I think that might be a better way of doing things, which means we don't have to remodel this. We just need to fix its UVs. And it just means we need to remodel the base station. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I like the idea. But first, I believe it's under... Not there. Not there. Where is it? The make UVs out kind of thing. Live unwrap? That sounds crazy. Oh, you know, I'm in the wrong menu, probably. UV. Nope. Nope. Backface culling, there it is. Okay, let's just make sure that this exports correctly then. Import this again. Not quite. Something is still wrong. Okay, let's go back. Go back to UV editing, and if we go to what was it? There was like a whoops. Backface culling. Let's picture. There's in. Oh man, there's a button for like select everything and make all faces face out. I'm trying to remember what that was. Edge crease, mark C, mark sharp. Nope. Maybe project from view. Nope, that's not what I want. I'm so glad this preview showed what that was going to turn out to be. Shift N. Of course it's Shift N. Oh my god. Thank you. I don't know why that was escaping me for so long. Thank you, Awen. You're such a godsend. Alright. Select everything. File, export, FBX. Make sure I deleted the wrong files in Unreal. I need to just have an afternoon where all I do is relearn Blender basics. It's really one of my weak points. I feel fairly comfortable with Unreal. I'm still learning, but I feel fairly comfortable working in it. Blender, I have more confidence than I actually should have. Oop. That's okay. Very rarely will the player have an opportunity to look into the barrel like that, so I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. We're good. Okay, now that we have that more or less taken care of, we need a base station. So what we're gonna do is we're going to unhide this again, and we're going to change how this works. So instead of it being a U shape, okay, pause, rewind, and play. The reason why a U shape won't work is because one of the weapons that we need is a multi-barrel cannon. And while the individual cannons will be smaller, they need to fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it a God, why am I spacing? We're going to make it a block with 3 cannons sticking out, I think. So let's do this. How do I want to do this? I've got to really put the big brain through its paces right now. I think I just need to look at a triple barrel cannon for reference right now. I'm pulling blanks right now. Naval triple barrel cannon. Oh, maybe turrets would be more accurate. Yeah, turrets is a more accurate term. My apologies. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to take these faces here, edges. There we go. We're going to... I do so many things. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. That's not what I wanted. There we go. And I applied the mirror modifier, so of course the other side did not take. Why did I apply the mirror modifier? Here, hold on. Let's do this. Just... I don't know what's going on with my brain right now, but it's not going great. Okay. It's like this. Let's fix that face before we apply any modifiers. Okay. There we go. Okay, so for the base of this triple barrel cannon base, I want the housing. Oh, my brain. Okay, think straight. I think I just need to make the triple barrel cannons real quick. My brain is just not taking anything right now. So let's just take the existing cannon that we have, right? We'll shrink it down to 0.2. No, let's go 0.3. 0.3 by 0.3 by 0.3. That is small. Let's do 0.75 here. Yeah, there we go. That looks more like it. Cool. So we'll copy and paste. Don't know why the armature did that. Just do that. We don't need the armature. I just want generic barrels. Slide this over here for just a second. Let's do 0.50 distance away. So this one should be negative 0.5 distance away. Let's We got a triple blower cannons. Now we just need a housing for them, so we'll use this. How are those vertexes? Not vertexes, edges. Okay, let's slide this over like so. Then what we'll do is select face. Let's go down a little bit. Read one more time. And then oop, wrong button. Oh man. Like that. Like that. The loop cut tool. Or maybe not. Can I? There we go. Grab our vertices. There we go. Now we can properly loop cut. And grab these x coordinates. Line them up. And we can hide the turds like this. Or not. Oh god. Okay. Let's try a different approach. There we go. That's something. Oh man. Wonder. Can we? Do subdivision surface, see what that gives us. A little more than I was aiming for. You know what? Nah, this is fine. It's boxy, but most naval ship turrets are kind of boxy anyway. So this will need to be able to aim up and down. So the base station is going to need to be a platform with a, essentially like a peg that goes straight up. And then we'll pretend that there's a socket for them to rotate on. So select all this. Well, actually first we need to actually, can we just... Oops. We need to apply the modifier. That. There we go. Now... Now that they're joined, actually. Think for a second. No, this is fine. They can be a static mesh. Which means I probably need to change the single barrel cannon, but we can do that in a second. Triple barrel cannon. Export that. Triple barrel cannon. There it is. Oh, you. Let's try again. Get rid of all this. Re-import. There we go. It's fine. It's fine. Player's not gonna look into the turret. They have no reason to. Let's not worry about it. Okay. We need to make a base station. That's right. So let's actually real quick pit stop on select by edges, just do this. And then separate. So it was 0.3 by 7.5, right? So, oh, math is hard. Math is so hard. 1.7 by 1.25 by 1.7. There we go. That's a single barrel cannon. Export FBX. We go back into the single barrel cannon folder and get rid of all this. And I can attempt to re-import it as a static mesh. There it is. Easy peasy. Okay. It may not have a housing. And that is... it's bothering me. Oh my god. Okay. Easy fix though. All we need to do is just... well, we can... 1.7, 1.25, and 1.7. Just do the same thing. It's already censored. Just use that. Edit mode. Select... select that, and then delete it. And go back into edit mode. Separate. 1.7, 0.25, 1.7. There it is. Oh. 80.6. There we go. Now we just need to elevate this height, which is should be relatively simple. Just do this. And then we can just bring this in. It's not mirrored. It's not mirrored. Ah. There we go. There we go. Single barrel cannon. Alright, now just export that as a static mesh, and that should be all we need to do for these two weapons here. First try. Okay. You could use mesh mesh. I swear I slept last night. Okay, I swear I slept last night. I just got back from airsoft. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I'm like this. You could use mesh symmetry. Whew. Yeah, I'll have to do that next time. Thank you. Let me pour myself a glass of water real quick and then just sip that. Okay, there's the glass. In edit mode, the XYZ options in the top right. Oh, right. Right. I know you told me this when we were doing the Halloween Scream Jam, and I just totally forgot. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, we need to make a base station for these weapons real fast. So we'll use the single barrel cannon as our reference point. Slide that up. Shift A, get a mesh cube thing. Let's get the mirror modifier on now before we forget. Okay. So this should be fairly simple. At least in my brain, it should be simple. Grab these top edges here. Bring it down. The platform needs to be thick, but not incredibly thick. Next thing we need to do is let's delete only the face, and then we're gonna grab these edges here. I don't know if it's gonna let me do this. Oh well, okay, perfect. Do that, then slide that inward. Then just extrude that straight up. This is not what I was hoping for, I'm realizing. Let's try that again. Oh shoot, okay. Here's what we'll try instead. Delete that center edge. Yeah, just like that actually. Cool. And then we'll just bring this edge in a little more. Then yeah, and then let's make sure that this is kind of partially in the turret, so that way if the turret rotates enough to where it's aiming really high or aiming really low, the player still can't see this abomination. Close that face. And then let's also give this a distinct color. I think that's a decent idea. White for the turret head. Or actually, can we just give it the same material as... It might be worth just giving it the same material as the housing, honestly. I think we're gonna do that. I think that's what I want to do. What? Oh, there we go. Image texture. Okay. The base is a little bit too wide. So let's grab these edges. Okay, we're not going to conflict with that anytime soon. Oh, right. X-axis? A. Bring it to about here. What does that look like? Yeah, that works for me. Okay. One more look. Then we'll call this turret base. I'm bouncing between hell diving and typing, so I'm sorry. Dude, you're all good. Exterminatus takes priority. Okay, and then we'll just call this turret base. And import that static mesh. And then we can start building the true functionality of the turrets. So here's my idea. Once I get to the blueprints folder, I should color code these so I can find them much faster. We'll do blue and red. Okay. So here's the turret parent. Let's, for my sake, less your guys' sake, but my sake, recap what we have implemented so I have a clear picture in my head what I need to do for the turrets. Right now, we have our boats. I forgot what button upgrades the boats for testing. Is it enter? No. Probably 9. No, it's 0. No. Right mouse button. Okay. But we have our boats. They don't look great, but they are our boats. So, all right. What I want to do is have the turrets be essentially a blueprint parent asset that have child actors, and the child actors are the actual turret heads. That way the turret heads can act independently from the base turret, and the base turret can serve as the foundation of what is to come, more or less. So, why did I do that? Your boat. Nine starts wave, 0 possesses all turrets, enter is supposed to load the turrets. I hit enter, nothing happened though. Oh, there they are. Looks like the turret still works, so that's good. Okay. How do I want to start this? We need to clean up this blueprint so badly, but let's start small. Turret parent, color actor. Okay. Event tick is just look at where the player is looking. Now, we don't actually want the whole thing to do that. We want the turret head to do that, but we don't want the turret base to do that. So let's start setting that up now. So first off, let's get our turret base. Looks nice. And then let's grab just the single barrel cannon, just to start. Set these dimensions back to normal. Why does it look wrong? Oh, because I used a rectangular barrel, I think. I think that's the issue. That's why it looks weird to me. Okay. Let's just do this. Oh, I see why now. I accidentally locked the scaling. That looks much better. Okay. So now if we just test this real quick. Okay, the turret needs to turn 90 degrees to the right or left. One of the two directions, really. Okay, yeah, we can see that it's turning the whole thing. Also rotate this just to match it. Oops. Here. Just to make this easy on myself. Negative 90, just to round those numbers up. Okay, so instead of target is self, default scene root, we're going to rename this to be our turret head. This will be our turret base. And then we're going to get turret. I wrote turret heat. I don't think I actually need to use that self node. I don't know why I did that. But let's test this. Okay. Issue number one is that they need to turn left again. And I just... Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Can we maybe do get world rotation minus? Yes. Minus 90 degrees? Or negative 90. It's not quite working as intended. Rotator. Okay. Can I put the struct? There we go. We'll do minus float, minus 90 degrees, and then do a make rotator. That might be what we need. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Well, I mean, it's working. Uh, kinda. It's kinda working. Okay, we need to do something different somehow, some way. Let's not. Uh, um. This is fine. Okay. What am I doing? I don't know why the X is changing and the Y isn't. I think that's where my confusion stems from. Like, they're just tilting. If I just plug this in back normally, will it work just fine? Oh. I think I get it. Okay. So what's happening is this is the Y that's changing for them, and this is the X. And because of the direction the turret is currently facing, this is the Y. So we need to figure out how to resolve that discrepancy while still maintaining the rotation I'm actually trying to achieve here. Let's try a -90 one more time, just to see if that doesn't change anything. Yeah, it doesn't change anything, because the rotation is being set by the user. So we need to... we essentially need to do something with the asset itself, I think. We go back to the single barrel cannon. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna let me change, like, its rotation by default. I have to get really creative or something. Gotta think, because there's a way to fix this. I'm just not. It's not clicking in my brain for some reason. What if? Hear me out. With the struct, we don't really need to make a rotator. We just need to plug these in. Maybe we can tweak these values later. Hmm. If we... excuse me. Might be a dumb idea, but what if I just rotate it in Blender and re-import it with new coordinates? That might work. Here, let's just try it. Like, what's the harm, right? Just rotate it. $90 degrees? Okay. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Okay, let's get rid of this. Re-import it. No. I need to spin it the other way. It's unfortunate. At least we know that works, right? Go back to Blender, make it negative 90 degrees. Single barrel cannon. File and save. Oh, why? Why is it doing that? Maybe negative. Negative 180? Or FPX again. Oh, right. There we go, and then re-import. Single barrel cannon. I'll save and go. Why? Oh my, what is happening? Okay, hold on. 0, 0. Oh, you know what? Is it because it's up in the air? It's because, okay, it's part of the reason because it's up in the air, but let's try 180 or what, 0. We're at the single barreled cannon, clear that, compile and save, then clear all these out. Single barreled cannon. Single barrel cannon. I can't tell because they're way too low. Try 150. No, why? Why? Oh, you know what? I bet. Oh, let me. Okay. Okay. Yep, that's the y-axis. This is the x-axis. So what if, crazy idea, put the x in here and put the y in here. Okay. My plan, have you applied transforms? No, but I think I found the solution. Okay, hold on. The y is going into the x-axis and the x is going into the y-axis. So I think what we need to do is multiply the floats by a -1 just to invert them. I think that's gonna fix it. So left works, right works. No. Okay, maybe this was working just fine, and this needed to be negative. Left, right, up. Down. Oh my god, it works. Oh, that took way too long. Control A does apply the transforms in Blender. Yeah, I'm aware it does. I don't know why I didn't do it, but oh, now the shooting is all kinds of. Ah! You know how we can fix the shooting though, right? See, the shooting is controlled by just going to shoot all turrets. Here we go. Cast a turret parent. Do the shoot function. The shoot function is up here, where it does a line trace from the turret heat that I'm going to now rename to head because that was always the intention. Oh my god. And okay, so it says get forward vector. And do that from the turret head, right? What we can do is we need a muzzle flash anyway, right? Just get a point light. Plug that in instead. Then just put the point light at the end of the barrel. Not quite. What if we rotate the point light by like, I don't know, 9 degrees? There we go. Look at that. Like a charm. This is so dumb. Okay, the muzzle flash should be yellow, so let's just let's go for that. There we go. Intensity's fine. What we want to do is set visible to be the hidden in game as true, and then when they fire, set point light. Nope. Set hidden in game to be false at a minor delay of about, I think 0.1 is what I normally use, so we'll do that. And then when that's done, we will set it back to being hidden in game. Alright, let's test that. Look at that. Oh my god, this is so... It works. I don't know if it should work like that, but it does work. Here, let's notate our successes here. So we modeled the single barrel cannon, we modeled the triple barrel cannon. We modeled a base, turret base. And we added materials to models and then imported to Unreal Engine. And then in Unreal Engine, added turret base and turret head to turret underscore parent BP. We can. My writing brain is turning on, and I don't know if that's a good thing, but under the turret parent BP, we added the turret base and turret head components, aligned turret head to player camera, we added a quote muzzle flash quote. That's 2 words. That's 2 words. Okay. So the next thing I want to test is yeah, all actors of class, turret parent. It's a I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it quite a bit. What I was thinking was, if I make a child of the turret parent blueprint, will it still be called by the get all actors of class because it's technically a child, so therefore it still has, you know, that class? The answer is probably not, because that's a separate blueprint. So we're going to have to set up a kind of like a for loop to check if the ship has, you know, single-barreled cannons, triple-barreled cannons, or whatnot. And then if they do, fire it in, look in the direction of the camera. So we should probably start with making a child blueprint now, since we're thinking about it. Let's save all while we can. Let me get a sip of my water. Oh my god. Okay. The assets blueprints, and then let's start with making a new folder for our weapons. Drag that over there. Okay, so let's make a true single barrel cannon. Okay, so first things first, none of these weapons should actually be hit scan. The only reason they should ever be hit scan is to essentially check if you're going to shoot your own ship. Because you can see if I look right and these turrets are on the left side of the ship, they will just shoot the player, and we don't want that. So we need to override the event fire. Or is it called event shoot? Yeah, event shoot. We need to override that. We can take the same like base blueprints here. That's the good news. So we can copy all of this and paste it here. Or we can be smarter about this, because the only thing that's going to change from child actor to child actor is what kind of projectile they're shooting. So what we can do is drag this out. Break hit result. And then just check if the hit actor is equal to the player character, whose blueprint name I cannot remember right now. Maybe it's player boat. Yep. Get a branch. So if this raycast hits the player, it will do nothing. So this true statement will go nowhere. But if it's false, then we will shoot. So the next thing we need to do is we'll drag this out, because we need to do a spawn actor from class and make a projectile. Okay, so projectiles are pretty straightforward in Unreal, thankfully. We go to blueprint class, make an actor, call it, I don't know, cannon projectile. And then we just need to add a just for testing purposes, we'll use a sphere. And that it's yellow is actually kind of perfect. Then we just need to go to movement components, and then we need to get the projectile movement component. And then from here, we shouldn't really have to do too much aside from dictating its speed, which should be, yeah, initial speed and max speed. So initial speed, let's set it to 500, max speed 500, and just, we'll test it from there. So in the parent turret, we'll just plug this up. And we want to get the transform for our point light, so get world transform. Plug that straight in there, and gets the cannon projectile. Now, in theory, we should be able to just kind of shoot this thing and see things go fly. So, yep, and there they are. There's the projectiles. So now let's just check and see that they don't shoot when they shoot the player. Here, big size. I can't tell. So how about this? If it's true, we'll hit a print string. So let's go mega size. Spawn our turrets. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, they're still shooting. Why are they still shooting? Oh, you know what? I bet it's because the player boat doesn't have a collision enabled. Character mesh. Visibility and camera trace responses. Okay, so we set this to custom. Check that. And I think that's all we need to do. I guess we're gonna find out in a second. Stop freaking out. Nope, something is still not going right there. Okay. Nope. What am I doing wrong? Can I do... Oh, wait, you know what? Just get player character. Are you hitting the player character? Okay, it's working now. I can't believe it was that simple. I'm glad it's simple. I'm annoyed that it took me that long, but I'm glad it was simple. Okay, we have functioning turrets. Let's just increase projectile speed to 5K, just for the sake of further testing in the future. Okay, so the next thing we need to set up, I say set up, it's more like tweak. Music stopped again. The next thing we need to set up, in Naval Ops Warship Gunner, your turrets aim where your cursor is aiming, not where your camera is aiming. That's the next thing we need to set up. So first of all, I think currently, player boat is controlling where they're looking. That is actually not true. Oh, okay, hold on. That might make things easier. Where is it? 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 There it is. Event tick, cast player boat, follow camera. We don't want that. What we want is probably to do cast to... Is it boat controller? Boat controller! Oh my god. I'm so glad I have the same name. Same name? Oh my god. Same brain as me. Oh, okay. Get player and controller. Cool. And then get mouse position. And then let's see if this will do what we wanted to do. So that, let's do that. I don't know if this is gonna work the way I think it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it and just see. What is this? Target must have a connection. What is your problem? Okay. I mean, you can't argue that it's not working, but it's certainly not working as I was intending. Okay, can we just maybe instead of getting mouse position on screen, hold on, there's a way to do this. I did this for the Spooky Jam, which was get the mouse's position on screen and then point the turrets to where the mouse is pointing. So get mouse scaled by DPI. No. How did I do this? There's a way to do this, and I just need to remember. Get mouse position on platform on viewport. Get mouse position. I wonder, can we maybe get forward vector of the mouse position? I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works. I might need to do this through a widget. Which means we need to make the player HUD. Okay. Saying we need to make the player HUD is a misnomer. We have a player HUD. We just haven't done anything with it. So let's try something silly. Get mouse position on viewport. We get world. Nope. Oh man. I may just rewatch the Spooky Jam, like dev streams, just to see if I can find that nugget of gold where I found this information, or figured it out, or both. There was a lot of going on in that Spooky Jam. Music stopped again. Stopping very frequently. I may just have to give up on that concept until I come up with my own music player to put in the background. Let's try this. Get player controller. Get mouse position. Yeah, that's not how that works. Here, let's just break this to -90. Can we maybe do... Oh, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. Basically, set look at rotation. Set look. Nope. Look. Nope. Look at. Find look at rotation. So maybe if we split the struct, go like this, then like this. No, wait. Hold on. I'm on the verge of something here. I'm on the verge of something here. I need to break these a little bit. Here, just break everything. We'll reconnect this and then just slide this to the side until I get my head straight. So essentially, as I explained earlier, we want the turret to look at where the mouse is pointing in terms of the world scale. So what we should do, we don't need this cast. We get the turret head's current location, get world location, and that's the starting point. Then we take into account where the cursor is looking and do kind of a make location. Nope. Make vector. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We're getting somewhere. Right? But we don't care about where the mouse is now. We care about where the mouse is pointing. So, what we want to do is multiply by float, which is going to determine how far out. Right? Hold on. It's actually in the parent with the raycasting. Same concept, you know. World location, get forward vector times a float plus the current location. So let's say times, let's go 10K. Get the plus, vector plus vector. And that will be our new rotation for the turret. Recombine struct, please. We don't need to cast to the boat. Yes, we do. Boat controller. Slide this across, plug it in here. Let's test it. Oh, we're so close. Okay. First of all, Z should be 180, I think. That'll make it face the right way. Not quite. Maybe just 90. Oh, wait. Hold on. That's the vector. I don't think I want to change the vector. I just want to change the rotator. So break this. Split it. Split this. Well, now they're looking the right way, but now they're not rotating. Okay. Minus float. Minus 90. Plug it in there. We're getting somewhere. How about minus 90? Once again, we're somehow getting somewhere, but also not going where we need to be. 180? What if we don't add it? What if we just plug it straight in? Okay. What if we swap this up? Okay. Switch this back. I mean, it's more accurate. It's just not going up or down. I'm not entirely sure why. Is it because I'm not... Hold on. If I aim down... Nope, they're just not looking down. Oh, and they only aim at where the... Oh... No? I don't know. I might need to do some research on that. Something about that is just not quite right. I'm gonna check that real quick and test something, because the boats are flickering, and it's really strange. Are you flickering? What is your problem? You only flicker when I'm looking directly at you. I figured it was an occluder thing, but maybe not. Treat this primitive as part of the background for occlusion processes. This can be used as an optimization to reduce cost of rendering skyboxes to large process. As an occluder, whether to render the primitive in the depth only pass. Don't think that's it. Let's see here. Physics are fine. Clothing simulation, there's no clothing, so who cares? That's object responses, the traceability responses. Lighting, cast shadows, visible rendering. Are there more options here? Aha! Sync attach parent LOD. We don't care about ray tracing, so we don't need to worry about that. Main pass, render it in depth pass. Receive decals, owner no see, only owner see. Use as occluder, render custom path. I wonder if it's an LOD issue. Nope. Bound scale. Scales the bound of the object. This is useful when the world position offset to animate the vertices of the object outside of its bounds. Increasing the bounds of an object will reduce performance and shadow quality. Okay, so that's probably not it. Here's a hypothetical. What if we just shrink the player character? Will that change how it flickers sometimes? We're at 0.15. What if we just go to 0.1? Nope, still flickering. Nope, not anymore. Oh, there it is. Maybe it's something to do with the follow camera. Post-processing stuff. No. Ah, you know what? It might have something to do with the camera boom having collisions, maybe. So turn off collision test. What does that do for us? Nothing, evidently. Okay, so keep the collision tests. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I might have to do some research on that as well. Man, we're not getting anywhere with this. Edit projectile shooting and line trace for not shooting when player blocks path of projectile. Sure, we'll call it that. I mean, we did get a decent amount done. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, I'll just need to look back at how I did this before. Granted, I don't remember if we rotated the player character in the Halloween Scream Jam or not. I think we did, but I just cannot remember right this second. You know what? I bet the reason why the turrets aren't turning when I do this is because the X and Y coordinates of the mouse has not changed. God, that's so frustrating. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to rewatch the Spooky Jam stream and just see what I did back then. Actually, you know what? I have a Blueprints paste bin. I wonder if I threw it on there. Oh, it locked me out again. Aim and shoot with mouse cursor. Oh, thank you, me, for labeling it so cleanly. Oh my god. It's so simple. I'm so upset. Well, that's assuming you're doing a line trace from the viewport to the world, but still, we're gonna... Oh my god. Okay. We don't need this casting, evidently. What we need to do is deproject screen to world. And this will give you the world position and the world direction, right? World direction is going to be your, you know, the forward vector, essentially. So we can steal this, plug that in here. We don't need these. We can scoot all this to be a little closer. Then you just literally add these together. And some of this stuff still probably applies. We're about to find out. But apparently that's how I figured it out in the Scream Jam. So let's plug this in and just do some testing. See if we can't tweak this to be what we need it to be. Screen position. Oh, not deproject screen to world. Deproject mouse position. Deproject mouse position, which is not showing up on here. Convert mouse location to screen world space? World space? We'll try that. that's working. So if we do -90. Oh no, not again. We need to. Can we do this? Will that fix it? Yeah, that does fix it. Okay. But we need to multiply, I think it was this by -1. No, not by integer. Multiply float by float, do -1. Plug it into the x like that. Ta-da! And now we're shooting literally where we're clicking. Yep, even when we turn the camera. Oh my god. Oh my god, it just works! Thank you, past me. Thank you. Oh, you can't see it, but I got my hands over my head. Just victory. Big victory. Oh. Aligned turret head, we can change this to player, mouse, cursor, position in world. Now, one of the benefits of how this is set up, right, is how this works is on every frame, it looks for where the mouse is on the world. Then it shoots an invisible information laser at 10K distance. And then it gets the mouse position and the distance hit to come up with a target location for our turrets to look at, right? So what that means is if you're pointing at an enemy, instead of trying to aim in the direction of the enemy, it will aim directly at the enemy. Which sounds obvious, but where was I going with this? I think I'm just this happy that it's working. Okay. We're gonna have to probably call it here. So in preparation for that, let's fill out our target goals for tomorrow's stream. We can get rid of this. So day 4, which will be February 23rd, 2026. Our goals for tomorrow. So I think we do still need to make the torpedo model. So maybe that'll be one of our goals. Let's just set up 3D modeling and say we need the torpedo model. No, just torpedo. And then in the blueprints, we definitely need to make the child actor for the triple barrel cannons. If we do finish the torpedoes, we're gonna need a we can do a child actor for the torpedo, but at the same time they're basically projectiles, so we may just play by ear and decide based on that. We do want to fix boat model sliding, because believe it or not, the ability for it to snap and turn like this is not intentional. I'm sure there's like a really simple way, like maybe instead of controlling movement with your left and right, because that is influencing movement, maybe just add rotation to forward vector, and that's how it'll influence that. I say that. I kind of want to check now. I really want to check now. If it's that simple, I will feel really silly. Okay, so these clearly aren't doing anything for now. Can I do this add movement input? Hold on. Oh, I clearly broke something. Get forward vector and get right vector. Okay. So what if I'm thinking. Can I just add these vectors together? Would that be the answer? Is it that simple? No. In fact, I would argue nothing has changed. What if we divide by 2? And plug this back in. Nope. Okay, well, we tried. And it led to us learning that that's not how that works. And Unreal is about to crash. There we go. So we'll just have to spend some time looking into it tomorrow. But yeah, let's save everything. We'll call it a day. So thanks for tuning in. Eamon, thanks as always for your insights into Blender. And we'll pick this up again tomorrow. Hope to see you there. Game Jam's moving pretty well, aside from the, moments of frustration, but that's every Game Jam. We'll make it. Anyway, see you guys soon.